North Nashville TV is proud to welcome the C.E. McGruder Center to our community spotlight. We were truly inspired by the incredible work happening within its walls, a place where learning, empowerment, and hope come together to uplift North Nashville. The C.E. McGruder Center offers a variety of life-changing programs and partnerships, including A Chance to Learn, My Baby and Me, Black Mental Health Village, Free Hearts, More Computing, Music City Court, Past the Beauty, Pathway Kitchen, Preston Taylor Ministries, the United Way Financial Empowerment Program, and many more. Each program reflects a deep commitment to education, empowerment, and community transformation. Join us as North Nashville TV proudly presents a closer look at the many ministries and services of the C.E. McGruder Center, where community grows stronger together.
The Corner North Community Justice Center with Judge Rachel Bell. We have several different programs. We're Division 8 back at the Justice A. Birch building, one of 11 divisions that do normal court. But here, we focus on what everybody else focuses on here, is getting people back on their feet. One of our, I think, most important ones is our care court, which focuses on individuals 18 to 30 that it's kind of their first time getting in trouble, right? And if you can head that off in the very beginning and get them back on track before they lose their job, their housing, their friends, and start making new ones in the jail and in the system, you can do a lot for them. So we've been doing that for several years now, have several people graduate, and I think out of all of our graduates, only one has reoffended in that program. We also have our Restore program that does community service work. So these are, again, low-level offenders. Instead of having to go back to the courthouse and show proof, the judge is here on the spot, so as soon as they finish their community service work, she signs off on it, and we let the DA know that they've done their job. They don't have to go back downtown and pay for parking and all that. We've also got our restoration clinics as part of our Restore Court that happen here, mostly in this courtroom, but also in the auditorium on certain Saturdays throughout the year. And we've got the criminal court clerk here, and we've got all kinds of vendors, MAC, MDHA, different people providing education, jobs, that sort of thing. But mainly what we do is get their court costs cleared, and then whatever we can expunge for them, we'll do that as well. So the judge signs off, if they qualify, signs off on getting their court costs cleared, which is the first step before they can get things expunged, and then they go see the clerk. The clerk will let them know what they can get off their record, so they can leave here without the debt of the city and without their record hanging over their head, and with resources to get a job, education, anything like that. So that's mostly what we do here. Any questions? All right. Well, thanks for stopping by. Thanks.
That can be through conversations with our community members, and then we strategize and collaborate together to make sure that we are providing programs that directly respond to the community's needs, concerns, and requests.
And to add to, we basically are partnering together as being a part of the board and advisory board for the McGruder Center. We focus and support what Catholic Charities does for us, as well as making sure that we advise specifically the needs of our community. When people come in the door, we assess and we just make sure that it's very fitting for the 37208 area code. So that is what we partner to do, as well as we celebrate today. C.E. McGruder, we're keeping her vision alive and the legacy going. So we're excited for this day to have come to fruition.
I just want to thank both of you for your time and
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
for having Pearl Cone Firebirds in the house.
Yes, you're so
The audio video group came out of their support. You know, they wanted to do this today.
We use this space for community groups, community engagement activities, It's like we used to have a program called Christmas Village we would do every year. We also use it for our Preston Taylor Ministries after school care program, which you'll learn more about because they're upstairs. If community members want to have meetings like town halls, just community groups, like the 3728 Fund comes here once a month. This is a space that can be utilized for those kind of opportunities. The other day we had about 70 some seniors here for an event, which I was very happy to have because that is the population that we're trying to increase our service to. So if you are representing an organization that needs this space, you just let us know. We put you on the calendar and then we move forward as necessary. Okay. Let me go this way so I'm not in front of you.
Yes. So all these cookies, they were made by my students. So we'll do trainings in class in this kitchen, and then we'll do professional other work in another kitchen. So Pathways Kitchen is a paid internship for justice-involved youth exiting the system, whatever that looks like. They come with me and they learn how to cook food from scratch, and I pass them with a Serve Safe certificate to give them an opportunity. Most of the time when we get out of juvenile, we have everything going against us. So if I can catch them while they're locked up and while they're getting out, they have everything going for them, right? So they have stuff to add to the resume. Not only do I teach them how to cook, but I teach them things in real life like financial literacy, attitude, like things to make them go into any job in the world and be successful. So thank you all so much and enjoy.
You'll see a running theme. One of the goals of our partners and often discussion in our advisory council meetings is making sure that we are reaching out to our justice impacted community members, whether they're adults or youth. So we had another program here that grew so much they had to leave, but it was the Judge Dinkins Educational Center, and they were justice impacted, and what they were providing was construction training. So wherever we can reach them, this is something that we're actively looking to provide for our youth. We're actually having a youth meeting this afternoon where I'm bringing all of the potential youth partners together to discuss how all of our youth programs can collaborate, find out where our synergy is, and then see what we can put out there. So, thank you.
For Pathways Kitchen. So we are a nonprofit organization that works with justice involved youth. It doesn't necessarily mean that they have to have been at the detention center, but it does mean that they have to have some type of involvement. So getting suspended from school, they have a parent that's incarcerated, or maybe they live in proximity to their crime. So maybe they live in a zip code that has that high crime rate. So what we do is we make sure that we do life skills with them, which is the part that I contribute to, and then also teach them those culinary skills. So the first part of our program is just training. So we come and just have our young people here just to learn with us. So we pay them just to learn. So we also give them a Serve Safe certificate. So that is a food handler certification that they can take and use wherever. So you may see those hanging up in different restaurants. So we make sure that our young people are certified in food handler certification, and then we're also making sure that we're paying our young people. So at every stage of our program, our young people are getting paid at least $10 an hour to come and work with us. So we utilize McGruder as our training space. And then once our young people decide to stay with our program, they're allowed to do catering events with us. So we do that out of our kitchen in East Nashville. So we do most of our training here. We get to know our young people here. And then when they want to continue with our program, we move them over to our catering kitchen. Yes. Do you have any questions so far? Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kendall.
All right. Sorry if I talked a bit too fast.
So we have, this is our intermediate garment construction class. We have several levels. So we have a beginner level, which is the foundation level. Then we have our intermediate level, and we have our advanced level. They're all 8-week courses, and we meet twice a week. Here we have a small display of some of the work the students would have done. We have totes, we have cosmetic bags, apron. This is actually our advanced level. So the advanced level, they make a lined jacket.
The button's doing that.
Yeah. So it's fully lined. The students also work in half scale where they do all their construction. So we have necklines. Right now, this is our intermediate level. Right now we are working on collars. So we have the mandarin collar, we have the convertible collar, we are doing the shirt collar, and then they have the tie collar. So all of this is on a small scale, and then the final garments, they work in their own size. So they have to make a shirt, and they have to make a skirt. And with all the things they would have learned. So they have to have a collar, they have to have a pocket, sleeves, and stuff like that. This is our manufacturing course that the students work with tech packs. So they are learning all the specifications of technical packages, and they're creating different, they're working in 5 different types of fabrics. So they learn to manipulate all these fabrics. They learn SPIs, which are stitches per inch. So that will vary depending on the fabric as well as the design. They learn at the advanced level, we do some little more high-end things. So this is like a faceted seam. This is actually done by hand. We have more decorative seams. Then we get into like welt pockets, single welt. We have welt with a flap. We have zipper welt, double welt, and again, they will select the type of welt they will do for their jacket. Here we have bung buttonholes, which is also something that they could select. And we have different types of finishings here, covered hook and buttons, snaps, hook and eyes. And so each level has a portfolio. They also have an online platform, Canvas, where everything is there. So they have the videos, they have additional information, and they have step-by-step construction. And that is available to them 24/7, anywhere there.
Thank you. And to show how our programs collaborate, Sandra and I, not too long ago, had a meeting with another organization that's trying to come on board called the Love Academy. And we're trying to figure out how we can do a spring camp with some of our young people. We were going to try to do it in the fall, but it didn't work out. So now we're pushing it to the spring. So that's how we try to utilize the programs that are in the building to be innovative and create things that have a broader reach. So my brain's always going. So
and next year we are launching some new courses. One of the things the students are interested in is alterations. Mm-hmm. Alterations is big business. We're also doing fashion upcycling. Again, we're about sustainability for the industry. We're doing pattern drafting, we're doing draping, we're doing a lot of exciting things next year. Wow. And of course, the hall is our production facility. So the students that are completed here will do their internship, apprenticeship program there, where they'll be refining their skills, and they're also being paid for their services. So we do production, small to medium scale, for suppliers in the industry.
So when we head downstairs,
free to the community. We also provide certification skills classes, CompTIA certifications. If someone is looking to get into IT, maybe an entry-level position such as a help desk support or an entry-level computer analyst, then they can come and take courses with us to kind of get into those fields of study or those jobs too. We're also partnered with Nashville State. We have 2 programs, our Tech Plus and our Office Pro. Those students that are going through the Office Pro kind of helps them with the Microsoft Word, the Excel, and the PowerPoint to get in some of those clerical or administrative positions. They can also get 3 credits to Nashville State to transfer. So we're very proud and happy about that. We're also at Martha O'Brien Center, so we have really 2 locations, but this is the home base location. We offer classes Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We also offer open labs on Tuesdays and Thursdays for the students to come in to work individual with the students to get that extra help that they need. Also, we do adult education, which is something we just wrapped up and put under our belt. Students that are looking to get their GED or HiSET, they can come in and train virtually with Martha O'Brien here. And we're also an official HiSET testing center. So once they get their training and all their education, they can come and actually take their HiSET with us as well. So we're excited to be here at McGruder. We actually started here in 2005. Seen a lot of changes, a lot of growth, and we're super excited about the future of McGruder and just the fact that we're still here providing services. So that's the gap that seniors are kind of encountering with not having those skills. So yes, we are doing our senior class December 1st through the 5th. And it's with the Tech Goes Home program where those seniors will actually get a free Chromebook. We're giving away devices after they complete their 15 hours. So yes, we will be having more senior classes.
Okay. In this space, in our arts room next door, in our audiovisual room on the first floor. So lots of program potential, but if they just need a place that they can come and do their homework, just hang out, this is the place for them. So yeah, so we're still looking for more furniture. So if you all know or have anything, I'm not afraid to put that request out there that we need it. The process of being decorated. During the renovation, all of our things were in here and all of us were working out of the other room, so we're still coming on the other side of that. But this was another room that the community requested, and the goal was for them to be able to have a place for the artistic community to be able to just come, practice their skills. It can be used by community members, it can be used by organizations. You all heard the choir singing today. They also represent, is it morning coffee artists? So we're actually in talks about them being able to come here and utilize the space to do their artwork. Art can be dance, art, music. We're trying to build an audiovisual program that would also have the component of songwriting. So this is a spot that they can use. Judy and I are in conversation about doing art therapy. So anything related to the arts, this is the space for that. Able to get a food box once a month. We also participate in what's called Open Shop, where we're able to go, you're nodding, you know what I'm talking about? You're able to go and just pick up free items to stock your pantry, so that's a really good help to us. It saves a lot of money. So we've expanded because we just used to be over there, so we're still trying to figure out how to restructure, and we're looking for some more refrigerators because we need to store things. So.
And I have to say, I have to call out Nicole here. She is the queen of the food pantry. Our entire agency, 8 locations, she's the best.
Thank
She's
you.
absolutely the best.
Thank you. We also have our case manager who is actually on maternal leave, FMLA, so, but she also does this. I mean, she's like, but she's not here right now. This is Jonatas, my intern. So Jonatas and one of our other interns has stepped in to take over for our case manager, which is huge because, as you can probably imagine, there's a lot that goes on in this building. So yeah. So because this is a hub, my ask is that if you're going to have a space, that you are here every day for the majority of the day. Because the expectation for me is that if a client, community member comes into the building and they see on our site that you are a partner here, then they should be able to find you here. So Centauria is one of our newest partners, and I'm so excited that she's here. She's with Passive Beauty Inc., and she comes and checks me almost every day, just say hi, which I appreciate. Why don't you go ahead and tell me about your program?
Yeah, so across Centauria Franklin, I'm a survivor of domestic violence, and I provide supportive services to women and children impacted by domestic violence and bullying. We actually just started a program inside the Behavior Care Center where I will be providing weekly support groups to women. So yesterday was our first support group at the prison, so it was so beautiful, right? And so the goal is to just educate women about domestic violences and homelessness due to mental health and domestic violence. So that's me in a short, brief story. I welcome you all to grab a product. And so it's an anti-bullying program. We also do summer camp. And so basically that provides prevention, awareness, and tools for bullying prevention, and teach kids how they can be youth advocates and advocate against domestic violence and bullying.
For counseling or even just case management for our providers that are upstairs. with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and also a chance to learn before I let Janelle speak. This is one of our growth initiatives, so she'll tell you about the program, but it does revolve around maternal health. And what we are now looking to do is build on that program. So we've had a few meetings with our partners in the building, some in the community, all the way up to the Director of Health, to make sure I say his title correctly, that I went to go speak to him the other day, to figure out how we could provide wraparound services. So that would include mental health programs for dads. What else did we talk about? It was a lot. Help me out.
Early learning education, so looking at how the child develops educational wise, and just ensuring that they can read and write and have those learning educational skills early on. So A Chance to Learn is a program, is a organization actually based out of Houston, Dallas, Texas, but we started different sub-sites, and Nashville is one of them, sub-cities. And so here in the McGruder Center, we have the opportunity to offer our My Baby For Me class. And so we meet with the mothers and even the children's fathers if they would like to sometimes come as well. And we teach them different nutritional, educational, evidence-based skills to help them learn better how to care for themselves as well as their children. So postpartum, breastfeeding, safety, car safety. We have different partners in the community that come, medical professionals, that come and teach the courses. And so we meet weekly, once a week here, and we have childcare in this room. So they can come in programming, they come in here and they watch the children, play with them, and do various activities with them, which gives the moms time to focus on the class. We do a sister circle and at the beginning of our class, and the point of that is to connect with the moms as well as them connecting with each other to build community, right? So we do that before we do our instruction, and so while they're downstairs meeting, the children and our child care providers are up here overseeing them.
They're actually included in that conversation about our maternal health program, where you think about working with moms and offering peer support. So I keep bringing these things up so you can see how we're consistently trying to make things connect. All right.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Halima. She mentioned we're with Free Hearts, and Free Hearts is an organization that's led by formerly incarcerated women, and we provide support and advocacy to the community for those that are currently incarcerated and for their loved ones that are impacted by incarceration. So here at the McGruder, we have our direct service team, where we provide support to where they can have their hygienes or their household products. When financing allows it, we can assist with rent, utilities. We've even assisted with those wanting to continue their education and go to school once they've come home. Once the budget gets a little better, we'll get back to that, but right now we're kind of quarterly assisting with the basics. We have a Kroger card program that we have. We assist with providing transportation by partnering with WeGo Quick Ticket. Another team that we have, and if you all want to grab one of our flyers, or one pager is what we call it, it lists the different work teams that we have. Another one will be our participatory defense. And that team assists those that are currently in the judicial system. So regardless of what part of their incarceration that they're in, we help them on a weekly call every Tuesday. Now, we're not attorneys on their call, but we're just individuals sharing our experience based off of being in the system. So we kind of put together a plan that help our loved ones save time and not serve time. We've created a couple of bills that have been passed. 2019, we passed the caregivers bill, where if the caregiver of the child is incarcerated and it's a misdemeanor, we got it to where the governor and the judicial system will allow them to volunteer with Free Hearts or any other partners that we can to keep them home with the babies instead of incarcerating them. Organizing community and campaigns. Cooperative and development, that's one that I hold dear to my heart. Because of that work team, I was able to start my own trucking company. So we also look into the empowerment of our individuals, our loved ones that come home. So with that, we just do a co-op academy, have individuals create their business, present it during graduation. Of course, the judges do their thing, and then they decide who they want to invest in, and then they extend out that academy, and then the co-op comes into play. So we're now working on a housing co-op and a land trust. We have members. So we have a members call that's every other Monday if you want to take that flyer and just get involved. We love to have as many people involved as we can because we know it takes a village. Because yes, we do what we do, but when we come home, we still have to face 44,000 other obstacles just to show ourselves approved, like to be considered normal.
And we were under United Way's Family Empowerment Program. We all partnered and had financial counseling with the different organizations in North Nashville, but we've never had a financial counselor here, or at least not recently. So this would be a great asset to our clients that come through for case management. You can imagine if a person is dealing with, I don't want to say a financial crisis, but like they're in need of rental assistance or something like along those lines, a counselor would definitely be able to come and help them figure out a plan, so that they don't find themselves in that place again. That her services for justice impacted individuals are not just when she's providing court services. She wants to be here consistently. So she actually hired, I think it's a community engagement director, and that person will be here every day. And again, the collaboration piece, she is looking to see how that individual would be able to work alongside our other partners in whatever supportive ways they need. So. Taylor Ministries. Oh my God. You saw a little bit of their program set up downstairs in the auditorium, which I'm so sorry we're gonna have to reset again because they moved the tables.
That's all right.
But that's what we do here. We, as our former program manager used to say, we offer grace and mercy in this building. So why don't you go ahead and tell them about
all right, we are Preston Taylor Ministries. We have been around for a little bit over 25 years. We started in the Preston Taylor neighborhood, but we now have 5 sites. We cater mostly to elementary students, but we serve K through 12. My favorite site is the McGruder site. We do programming here. We serve students that go to Robert Churchwell, Cole Jackson. We also serve students that go to Jones Padilla and Encompass Elementary. So our students come here, and we are based on 3 pillars: developing a love for learning, joy-filled friendships. Just a second. Love for learning, joy-filled friendships, and oh my goodness, I do this every day. So many people are here, and I cannot believe I did that.
I do it all the time.
A love for learning, joy-filled friendships, and oh my goodness.
Describe it. What do you think it is?
Oh my goodness, I cannot believe I did this, guys. Mr. Cedric has been one of our partners that we are able to foster spaces that help us to foster that God-inspired dreams. So when I say that, like, our students have shown us a love for acting, right? Mr. Cedric loves his camera. He loves doing podcasts and things like that. So when our students come in with these loud personalities, instead of trying to get them to conform to the space that they're in, we welcome that, and we help them to develop those God-inspired dreams, where if you have a gift, you have a talent, we want to foster that and pour into that, right? So our community is really important to us. We have what we pride ourselves with, community connections. So we invite people from our community to come in and to spend at least 4 weeks with our students, teaching them what their gifts are and to see how that may foster their God-inspired dreams, what they would be inspired by, because we believe when our students see it, then they can dream it. We also, like I said, we want to make sure that we help them to develop a love for learning. We are an after-school program, so our students come to us after school. We want to make sure that we make a clear difference between school and after school, so that this is a safe space for them, just the same way that it has been for over 25 plus years. So we want to make sure that we approach learning in a fun, creative way. We also pride ourselves on the intimate settings that we create for them in our literacy program. So our literacy spaces are about 5 children at the most. so that our students can't hide and that they're not embarrassed to ask questions if they don't get something. And they do very intimate workshops, whether it be magnets or whatever it takes for our students to be able to overcome the challenges they may have in school for literacy. We also feed our students, and I think something that helps our community the most, we pick our students up from school and we take them home as well. And then I think that the McGruder site is my favorite because we don't only tend to the students, but we want to make sure that our families as well know that they're empowered. So we do a lot of great work with our partners in the building, like Free Hearts. Was doing some great collaboration work with them. One of our students was tragically hit by a car, and so their family came on some hardships, and Free Heart was able to assist that family in a great way. Even in times when our families like now are experiencing hardships with SNAP benefits being delayed, being in a center that has a food pantry is just some of the great ways that we are able to introduce our family to the benefits they have with their students being right at McGruder. So that's just a little bit about PTM specifically at McGruder.
I will say, I will give them their flowers now. Two things. My children are enrolled in their camps. So if I put my children there, you know that it's a legitimate organization. And if you're a Christian, you'll appreciate this. Like the camp that they went to in Kentucky, both of my children had the opportunity to go. So they go to camp for a very low cost, and then PTM connects them to other camps that normally for our community here, you would not be able to afford those camps. And when they came back from that camp, each time they came back with this renewed Christian outlook. I was like, what were they doing over there? But I really appreciate that. I watched them, how they talk to the kids, I would say just the life lessons, their director, Dwight Johnson, and then of course Anaya. And number two, in terms of being collaborative, about 3 years ago, my intern and I, they allowed me to write sort of entrepreneurship program for their entire summer. And I taught that alongside my other duties. And all I said was, I have this idea. I want our children to be able to have the choice about what it is that they want to do, because if we don't give them that exposure, then the choice has already been made for them. And I'm not an entrepreneur, and they trusted me to do that. So that just goes to show how they're open to just collaborating with anybody that they know is trying to, I guess, bring out the best for their youth. So that they wanted to have the option to have individuals that looked like them, so they wanted representation in mental health. And Benias came around, and he was like an answer to prayer, just like PTM. This is a very good partner. Benias shows up all the time. He will never hear me stop telling the story about how we were having to get everything out of the building before Monday when the contractors are coming. And everybody was helping, but they're like, well, we gotta go home. And I was like, well, I'm not leaving until everything's done. So it's just me and my children here trying to move furniture. Benias came from, was a meeting or something, and he was all dressed up, and he just looked at me and said, so basically I need to go home and change, huh? And then he came and just helped. So I just really appreciate you for always stepping up, stepping in to help me, to make sure I'm okay, and just helping me to just strategize and just...
Hey everybody, my name is Benias Assayas. I'm with Black Mental Health Village. I'm the executive director, and I have the pleasure with my amazing team here, some of the members and interns and our operations and health equity manager. But yeah, the work that we do is both mental health and public health. It's recognizing that there's a lot of people in our community who are struggling with their mental health, and they want but there's barriers to accessing mental health care, right? One big barrier is stigma. Stigma exists especially in the Black community because of the historical harms that have happened using mental health, right? Things like drapetomania, Black people's desire to be free from enslavement was coined a mental illness. When you talk about the protest psychosis that was used in the 1960s that pretty much penalized Black people, right, using mental health for their advocacy. And so we recognize that there's harms, historical harms, and current harms. Right now, Black people are more likely to be restrained in ERs when they're facing mental health crises, right? We're more likely to get killed by police when we're having mental health crises. And so recognizing this, we wanted to create a safe space for people to get their mental health care needs met. And so what we do is we connect people with Black therapists throughout Tennessee. If folks don't have insurance, we'll allow them to see our master level clinical interns for free. We pay for the supervision of the master level clinical interns. So we're also supporting more mental health professionals being able to get the hours that they need to matriculate and being able to, provide more services to our communities. We know mental health is a big crisis right now, so the more professionals we can get, the better. And so that's the work that we do. Not only do we provide therapy, group therapy, and we work with the different partners to provide group therapy for their constituents, but we also provide workshops, trainings. We do open mic nights, monthly open mic nights, and we actually have a fundraiser coming up in like 2 weeks. We do storytelling, making sure that people are sharing their stories as a tool for helping other people come out of the darkness. Maybe it's something that you've gone through and you now feel more confident to talk about it. And sometimes we don't feel confident, right? And when we don't, that probably means maybe you need the therapy so you can do one-on-one, right? But then when you get to the point where you're feeling confident, right, then you should use your story to inspire other people. And so that's the work that we do with our storytelling. But that storytelling doesn't just help other people get the care that they need, right? What it also does is it helps us support the advocacy work that we're doing.